This is educational, not legal advice. Consult your own tax advisor. You were laid off. Your mortgage is due. Rent is due. Bills are due. You're past doing a lot of things. You have to pay for food. The IRS phone number is not working. And you're still on the payment plan. And you're afraid that you either have to pay them or they're going to take the money out of your bank account. And it feels like they're just coming after you and they're just so close. You feel like you have no options whatsoever. But the thing is, you do have options. You have a way out. Now, the IRS is doing some really good things. They're putting things aside and putting the people first. It's called the People First Initiative, the COVID-19 tax relief. This guy right here, Chuck, is a commissioner of the IRS. He says some very good things. The IRS is taking extraordinary steps to help people of our country. Thanks, Chuck. In addition to extending tax deadlines and working on new legislation, the IRS is pursuing unprecedented action to ease the burden on taxpayers facing the issues. During this difficult time, we want people working together, focusing on the well-being of each other and helping others less fortunate. So how it works. If you have a non-direct deposit agreement where you send in checks, you are now allowed to make no payments till July. Your payment plan will not default, which is great. The negative about this is that interest and penalties will still accrue. Direct deposit agreements is where they take the money out of your bank account. Once again, you are now allowed to not make payments to July. The payment plan will not default. The bad side of it is that interest and penalties will still accrue, and you will have to request a stop payment from your bank because the IRS contact is very limited right now. You can barely get onto them. New IRS payment programs, if you go on, you can still set them up to IRS. You are now allowed to not make payments till July, regardless of what option you pick. Your payment plan will not default for non-payment, but there's some drawbacks. Interest and penalties will still accrue. The deadline for this is July 15th, 2020. It's from now till July. They may extend it, they may not. So you have to work fast to make sure that you're inside of this program, because all you have to do is stop your payments or not send your payment check out to the IRS, or you contact your bank and you basically say, put a stop payment on my IRS direct deposit. We have two tips. The IRS computer is still running, and this may be a great time to lower your payments. So what I mean is the IRS computer is still running. The IRS computer is still taking out money from people's bank accounts. They're still making direct deposits. So the only way you can stop your direct deposit agreement is to go to your bank and tell them to do a stop payment. It sounds crazy, but that's the only way you can do it. The IRS is not open to call them and ask them to do this. You have to do it with your bank. This may be a great time to refinance your agreement after July 15th. And what I mean by that is that you already have a payment program with the IRS. Once July 15th rolls around, you can lower your monthly payments. You maybe have payments that help your cash flow. And all you have to do is, when you speak to the IRS, ask for a collection information statement via the form 433. What they'll do in that collection information statement is they'll take estimates of your income and expenses. They do not need proof. So this is a great way to maybe go into some lower payments based on what is going on right now during this pandemic. Now, there's some drawbacks about this. The drawback is that interest and penalties will still accrue. In addition to that, lower monthly payments mean that you may extend the life of your debt. Instead of paying them off in 2020, you may have to pay them off in 2021. That's something to think about because it's here. If you like this video, please smash the like button. Share this with as many people as possible, because if you got some information in these 4 minutes that you could not get anywhere else,